Hi, welcome to Rock and Metal Invasion. My name is Steve. Coming up on the show today, I'm going to be talking about the unreleased Motley Crue song from 1981, a really great song that has never officially been released, or at least not on CD or vinyl. The song I'm talking about it's got a long title. It's called Nobody Really Knows What It's Like to Be Lonely. It's also known as I've Got the Power. I guess because it's not actually ever officially been released, maybe it doesn't have an official title, although it was released. This song, Nobody Knows What It's Like to Be Lonely, was released on the DVD Lewd, Crude and Tattooed from 2001. That was when they were out supporting their new Tattoo album. So it was on the DVD. It was like a little bonus, little Easter egg on the DVD. You could hear that song. But it has never been released on CD or vinyl or cassette. It is actually, from what I've found out, maybe the first song Motley Crue ever recorded together as a demo, probably around March, April 1981. And for whatever reason, that song didn't make the album. And I've only just recently discovered it, and it is a fantastic song. Like I said, it's got a long song title. It's also quite a long song, about 7 minutes long. Now, there are you can listen to this song easily on YouTube. It's available on YouTube to listen to. And most versions are about 6.5 minutes, but there's also a 7-minute version. I think the 6.5-minute version may have been sped up a little bit to make it actually sound better. Really great song. I mean, that's a fantastic album. So, of course, the album I'm talking about is the debut Motley Crue album, Too Fast for Love. For some people, this is their best album. I mean, this is an album that no other Motley Crue album really sounds like this, but a fantastic album. I was quite late to check that one out because I figured it's their debut album. It's come out in the early 80s. I'd heard Shout at the Devil, and Girls, 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 and Theatre of Pain. I may have even heard Dr. Feelgood before I actually got around to checking out Too Fast for Love, the debut album. And then when I did, I was like, this is so different, but also so good. And it's probably, if not my favorite, my second favorite Motley Crue album. I got to say, I do like Shout at the Devil, but Shout at the Devil is such a different sounding album. Anyway, it's just amazing that they also had this song that didn't make the album because it's a great song. Now, maybe it's a long song, so maybe that's one reason why I didn't make the album. There are also, of course, other B-sides as well. So you got Toast of the Town, Stick to Your Guns. That was kind of released as a 7-inch single, I think, back in the day, like in very small numbers. And of course, but has then been put on the album on reissue. So you can get it on vinyl and on CD on the reissued versions of those albums, and also even a cover song they did, Tonight by the Raspberries. But Nobody Knows What It's Like to Be Lonely, aka I've Got the Power, has never been officially released apart from that DVD that I was talking about. And really, that's probably the only reason someone, maybe, I don't know, but that someone would even really want to keep that DVD is because it has that song on it. It's not the full Crue lineup. So at that time when they were doing that DVD or recording that DVD or video cassette, it wasn't even the full lineup, the official lineup, the original lineup. Tommy had left at this point, Tommy Lee, been replaced by Randy Costello, and then Randy, as many people know, he got sick and sadly eventually died of cancer. And so Samantha Maloney was actually filling in for him, or, I don't know, maybe even eventually just became a member of the band. So she is on the DVD on drums. And then you got the rest. You got Vince and you got Mick Mars on guitar. But, interesting, isn't it, that all of the original members of Motley Crue have either left or been fired at one point, except for Nicky, of course. Anyway, so it's a great song. Check it out online if you haven't ever heard it. I highly recommend it. It is fantastic. But just a complete mystery to me why this song has, not actually ever appeared on all these reissues. They did the that Supersonics Demonic Relics release. That had a lot of their B-sides in it, unreleased stuff, but they didn't put that on there. So it's a bit of an interesting one. I hope it doesn't become one of those situations where, like what happened a little bit recently with Rat. They issued their box set, the Rat box set, not that long ago, and it had, all their Atlantic albums. Their first sort of, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. The first five albums released as a box set, but Out of the Cellar did not have the song that they've recently issued, Reach for the Sky, which has now been added to another reissue of Out of the Cellar. So it's a bit frustrating when there's these sort of unreleased songs. You think you're getting the most up to date, the reissued version of the album. They put out a box set. Maybe you went out and buy the box set, and now you've got to go out and buy under the Out of the Cellar again, just so you can get this song that you didn't know about. So I'm sort of hoping if there's any further reissues of Too Fast for Love or box sets come out or whatever, that they put this song on here. It's quite a mystery that it hasn't appeared, because there's been lots of compilations, lots of opportunities, I think, to have put this on. I'm not quite sure why it hasn't been put on any of the reissues or any other further releases. People would jump on it now. Maybe it's going to be like a record store day thing at some point. They'll release it as a single or something. Who knows? I know Motley Crue, of course, at the moment, focusing on their new lineup. They just put out a 3-track EP, which, at least where I live, seems to be selling as though it's a full album, the price-wise. A lot of people not that fussed about it. I don't mind it. There's a couple of okay songs on it. I'm not that interested in the Beastie Boys cover, but, I don't know. Also, this is a band that supposedly retired a few years ago, and, they obviously, I guess maybe because of the dirt, they decided, hey, actually, we're more popular than ever now. Maybe we should reform. But anyway, that's the story for another day. I just wanted to bring some attention to that song because I just think it is a fantastic song. I didn't even know about it until quite recently, and I've been really enjoying it. And I just think, wow, that's just yet another fantastic song from a brilliant period for the band. The songs they recorded for that debut album, so unusual, so unlike anything else they recorded after that. But you can still hear, Mick Mars' guitar playing, especially on Nobody Knows What It's Like to Be Lonely, is fantastic. Really good stuff. And this probably would be the longest Motley Crue song ever too. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I think actually originally it's Nicky Sixx, I think, wrote the song, and it was, I think, originally going to be for the band London, because he was in London for a while. But and then got recorded by Motley Crue. But anyway, hopefully it does get an official release at some point. I haven't got the DVD. I'm not going to rush off and buy the DVD just for one song. I don't even have a DVD player. But it would be nice if it could maybe be put out even just as a 7-inch single or something like that. But hopefully, it wouldn't be like a 7-inch single, but to get the 7-inch single, you've got to buy a box set or something like that. I can see something like that happening. But, we'll wait and see. Just wanted to bring your attention to that. If you haven't, go check it out. I think you'll probably love it. All right, that's it for this week. If you've enjoyed this type of content, make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.